All right, we're in Punta Gorda. We still got a little bit left before we begin, but we are going to be taking a hop over to Kind, Kind. Any of y'all been to Kind before? That is Indianapolis International, Indianapolis, home of the Indianapolis 500. Um, Little activity going on here at the vehicle. By the way, not a fan of the A320. Not in any small way, shape, or form. I hate the strong word. Yeah, it is a strong word. I don't like it. Reason I don't like it is because, by the way, I got some like needy passengers today. They're like bringing their house. I have never had what I consider to be a great landing with an A320. Um, this is a flight factor A320. There's just things I don't like about it. I don't necessarily recommend this. Now, I recommend in a heartbeat the 767-300, the flight factor Ace of the 777. Wonderful aircraft, but those I don't. This one here, I struggle. Now, it's just quirky. I think it's just quirky. It's smaller, but the balance, everything on landing, I don't like the way it feels at all. So we'll see how it goes today. We'll see how the landing goes. See if we get the same crazy reactions. And anyway, today, by the way, my heart goes out to the families of the Air India Flight 171. Um, there's no words for that. That's 787 is one of the most successful. I don't know. No, it's not. It's not one of the most successful, but it hasn't never had an actual crash like this. And so we're going to find more information out. There's a lot of speculation about what happened. Um, the first thing they focus on takeoffs is flaps and engines. Two things: flaps and engines. Um, because you notice it was losing lift. So anyway, let's sit back and watch how that investigation goes, and our prayers are with the families. This is impacting so many people, and the Indian people are such a just a very special uh, culture, and my heart goes out to them during this time. Right. We still got a little bit of time, a few minutes on our countdown, but there's nothing that says we can't proceed. Um, Go ahead and get things set up. Once again, not a fan. Not a fan of this. Here, get those things out of the way. It's great now inside. I want to say this though. It looks great. The if you notice the windows, the views, it looks great. It looks wonderful. Uh, but there's just something a little bit quirky about flying it. Okay? All right. Let's look up top here and go ahead and start. You know, the first thing we always go for on uh, getting ready is we go straight for, we need power, don't we? We need more power. So let's look here. What do we need? We need battery 1 and we need battery 2. We're going to go straight for the generator. Where's my feed? There's my feed. And let's go ahead and get our beacon light on and wing lights on. Let's make sure I've got that switch on right. I think I do. not feeling comfortable about doing that yet. Hold on. Until I get my power straight. Here we go. Right. Let's go and get our nav going. Leave those. Right, left tank pumps. Right tank pumps. I'm leaving the centers off. Alright, cargo vents. We'll go ahead and put, have to isolate the valve. Arm. Seat belts are to the on. Smoking to the on. We're not using ground power, so that's why I don't have it on. But we are going to tell ground power to go away. We're off it. And let's get our McDo up here. First thing on the McDo is to go to init. You see here where we can, we've already set up our flight plan and sim brief. Okay, so it can be this simple. Let's see if it is. Okay, this is the one thing about it. I always say this. I'll give them credit. This part is simple. Okay, put the navs there. Init request. Bam. Alright. And then I'm going to go IRS. And I'm going to tell it a line on reference. Confirm a line. One thing on the block fuel, like this here, it says it's measured in kilograms. I think I can change that over here. I'd prefer it to be measured in imperial measurements. Let me see. There we go. Right now, it's easier for me to read it. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I know if so this says 12,100 pounds of fuel is what we need. Right now, currently, our block fuel on the aircraft is, well, the block fuel needs to be 23,086. And we're going to work on that. Okay. let's do that now. The first thing I'm going to go to is to make sure we've got everything set up properly. So here we have our fuel. We want to call for our fuel truck. Now here's the part I will say. It's easy once, like I say, your flight plan is going to say what you need. So I know that I need a block fuel amount of 22,005. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I was about to say that wrong. Block fuel's 23,086. When I tell it set, it should set it for me now that I have the fuel truck in place. Let's try it. There you go. Look at that, 23,087. Okay, I'll give that credit. I like that. Now that I know I have my fuel, I'm going to tell it go away. Now passengers. I know that I need have a passenger load. Where's my passenger load? This flight plan, it looks a little bit different than some formats are different than others. I don't know why. I can always cheat and look at this to see my passenger load 219. So 219. So if I hit set here, well, hold on. Before I can do that, I need stairs. See the stairs? I hit stairs. Okay. I think that'll do that right. Wait, I need to tell it stairs and call. Right now, this lights up. Now watch. I'm going to hit set. And now my passenger amount should be correct. Where's my passengers? 128. Okay, we're good. And cargo. Cargo goes the same way. So I'll hit. I can tell it front and back loaders. Hit the button. And cargo should be this flight plan is kind of there's two different kinds of flight plans that pop out, and this one they're different. Looks like we're good. That's a lot of cargo too. Okay, so I'm going to now say remove. I've got fuel, I've got cargo, passenger, remove that. Okay. If we look outside, we should be set for the next part of this. Let's see. There we go. Chalks removed. Nothing. We're clear. What's that GPU still there? Okay. Should be gone now. Alright, we're clear. I do not know what that was.
Cloudflare is experiencing wide-scale outages right affecting large portions of the internet, including our voice and AI providers. We are monitoring the situation.
That's not good. Dude. Why does that happen? Okay. Alright. Let's get on our performance. We're going to be able to just get, and I believe I can just simply tell it what I want, and it'll do whatever I want it to do. Okay, so I can just hit this calculate, and it's giving me my thrust. It's setting my thrust to toga. I don't know why. Wait, I want flex. Let's try that again. I just said it, but why? Can I reset it and do it again? I want flex. I want, in any case, it's giving me a config of 1 flex, but thrust is toga. I don't know why. I do not know why, but I'll take it. Let's just use it. Okay. So now that I've done this calculation on performance here on the A320 flight factor, when I go to performance here, I will find that my V1 settings are already in there. I don't know if it'll let me add the runway. I want to try. It's 2.2. Will you let me put that in there? Not allowed. What if I say runway 2.2? What if I say runway 2.2? Alright, it won't, and I'm good. Where it says flaps and thrust there, though, I can put in the 1 dash, and it doesn't show it here, but it's going to be UP 0.1. I don't know why it doesn't just come up and show it like it should. And some of these figures I can get from my flight plan when they're not showing where I want them to. Like right now I'm going to go down to my takeoff info. Something's different between, like when I go to the way it SimBriefs gives me my flight plan on the A320, or if it gives it to me on the 767, they look different. Like I said, I don't know why. Okay, that's one thing I don't like on this one here. It's the information's not as readily available. On the same token, I should be really familiar with my flight plan and SimBrief to where I can just pull it up. But I sometimes have trouble finding it, like just off the top of my head. It doesn't always show up in the right place on this format. Nonetheless, we will find it. What I'm trying to confirm is my flight 10, my flex 10. Okay. I really wish there was an easier way to find this, but it's alright. Let's increase my reading. This approach. Let's go take off. Dude, it was way up. It was in a different place, but I found it. So my flex temp. There it goes. So 22. It wants me to do a toga with bleeds on. Flaps 3. V1 130 33. Got all that. Okay. Oh, it's not. That's different. There it is. And 44. So I'm going to put 44 in flex temp. Still don't, I don't understand why it won't let me put that in, but it's fine. Live with it. Press on, not messing with it. We're looking at our flight plan. So we're KPGD. Our departure is from runway 22. That's it. I don't have any additional information up there. Yes. Okay, so we got one more time departure. 22. Yeah. Alright, so upon departing, we're going to go to Rogan. So there's no need for us to have flight plan discontinuity in the middle there. So we're going to remove it. There. Our destination is Indianapolis runway 23 left. Three left, and that's Y. Okay. On Gibbs and Haggle. Novia. And I'm good with that for now. Okay. Good afternoon, Brian. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Steve. Ready for our flight today.
Sorry I didn't call you for drinks the other day, but can you go ahead and get our IFR clearance, please?
No worries, Steve. I'll get our IFR clearance now.
Punta Gorda ground, Allegiant 2219. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance. We have Tango. I'm working on that clearance. Stand by. Allegiant 2219, Punta Gorda ground, cleared to Indy. Radar vectors, Rogan, Venice files, climb and maintain 3000. Expect flight level 360, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.05, squawk 4724. Expect runway 22.
I don't understand the 3000, except that we're in an area where they want you to be really, 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 really quiet. Honestly, they do. Okay. 4724, we're squawking. Oh, crud. I don't want to do that. Okay, 4724. Ryan, you're in charge of all comms on this flight, please.
I've got the comms now, Steve. Let's get ready for departure.
Would you go ahead and call for getting clearance for pushback and start?
I'll request pushback clearance now.
I'm still not really excited about the landing part of this, and I'm hoping maybe I can do something better.
Allegiant 2219 requesting pushback and start clearance. We have Tango.
Allegiant 2219, pushback and start approved, tail northwest.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Ellie, you think you can help me have a good landing on this? I have not been good with the A320.
Absolutely. For a smooth landing in the A320, focus on your approach speed and maintain a stable descent rate. Aim for a slight nose-up attitude during flare, and remember to use the auto throttle to manage your speed. Keep your eyes on the runway and trust your instincts. You've got this.
I hear you. Any other plane fun? 767, 737. Love them.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
It's just the A320. Arrgh.
Phenom. November 22.2.0, copy IFR. To Ocala.
Got a little bit of drizzle here. Summer drizzle.
Clear to Ocala, radar vector broken. Then as filed, climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 250, 10 minutes after departure.
Man, my heart goes out today to Air India 171.
1475, and we'll expect runway.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Line them up. Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Oh, beautiful weather. Isn't it?
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Raining in Florida. We about to leave. Okay. That's our turnout right there. We're going to be going down that road to my right. Brian, would you please get our taxi clearance to get to runway 22?
Requesting taxi clearance to runway 22 now.
We're not configured for takeoff yet. We'll do that.
Allegiant 2219 ready to taxi to runway 22 with Tango.
See if thunderstorms. I really don't. I think maybe it's just me. There's not as much. It's not as sharp. Okay, so we're taxiing to runway 22. We will hold short. We'll go ahead. At that point, we're going to configure our flaps. We're on flaps. So we're only on flaps 1. That's all we need. And we're going to go ahead and have our automatic braking set for max, just in case. Never hurts to be prepared. Not sure why that's having such a rough time making a turn, but it definitely really strained to get that to turn in. It's strained. apologies there. I didn't have A-cars. I hadn't notified A-cars what we were up to yet. We're good now. I did today to Deanna. It could, because I was asking her if she wanted us to make an announcement about the timeline. She wanted the announcement because I said I wanted to put something out to everyone, and she said to wait and announce on Sunday. That was a couple of hours ago. Alright, I just violated sterile cockpit, didn't I? I sure did. I'm not sure why the steering is so not. It's kind of weird. Okay. All right. Before takeoff, TCAS is enabled. Engine mode selector is on. We're as required. We have it set just to normal right now. Brake temp check for 150. Brake temp. Yeah. See brake temp. Also, brakes to max. Brake fans off. Brake fans are off. Landing lights, all lights up. APU is off. APU bleed. I'm trying to think what plates on or off. External lights, takeoff, line up, clearance. Okay. On that list, by the way, that checklist kind of surprised me. They did not say flaps. I want to make sure flaps are to 1. Speed brake or like spoilers are to armed. Chronos are both reset. AP bleeds off. Alright, so let's go ahead and test our config. We got a takeoff config normal. Brian, we are we're holding short of runway 22, ready for takeoff.
Holding short of runway 22, ready for takeoff.
That's kind of cool.
A320 holding short of runway 22, ready to depart. runway heading cleared for takeoff. Allegiant 2219.
Alright, let's have a good flight, A320, even though I don't like you. You know, I may not like you, but I've gotta love flying you. Okay. Alright. Forward pressure. Have a little right rudder I'm having to really kind of compensate with. V1 rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Allegiant 2219, contact departure on 127.05.
Switching to departure on 127.
Flaps are retracted.
Allegiant 2219. Fort Myers departure, Allegiant 2219, afternoon. We're climbing past 500.
Allegiant 2219, Fort Myers departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 250. Turn right heading 030, vectors to Rogan. Then O navigation.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, right heading 030, vectors to Rogan, then O navigation. Allegiant 2219.
It's weird. So, over here. Standard on altimeter. Climbing slow and steady. I noticed it's really kind of inching along, which is fun. First stop Rogan, onto LAL Brutes. We are not on VATSIM for this flight. We're on Say Intentions, so that's where our air traffic's coming from. I do not have world traffic initialized. I don't know what happened a little bit ago on that first time that, remember when I initialized the flight, or I hit world traffic, I actually had a little hiccup there. I don't know what happened, but we're too far along on this one for me to worry with it. I'm not going to initialize it. I was talking to someone who was complaining because they were having some trouble getting their ortho and their map, XP maps and stuff configured on the latest version of XP and Xplane 12. And I'm like, I think what I finally said was, you know, honestly, it's gotten good enough to where I'm not sure if it makes a whole lot of sense even doing it anymore. So if I were them, I would try the basic, try what comes in this, by default, because it's worked great. It's worked great for me. And the minute you start adding different enhancements,
Allegiant 2219, climb and maintain flight level 260.
and you have a crash,
Flight level 260.
you begin to wonder where the crash was from. Now you have to wonder, okay, was it from this app or this program? You have to troubleshoot. It's just a big waste of time sometimes. So that's why I kind of stick to the basics. Right, we're at the point where we can take down our lights. We are going to turn the nav, well, that's nav and logo, so we're going to leave it up. Wing, beacon, well, all those can stay up. Just stay up. Plane, if you would just like land as good as you look, we would be so good. Okay.
level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, Allegiant 2219.
VATSIM, by the way, I just noticed, although we're not on VATSIM now, but they've got a pretty good airspace area that is active and busy right now, very busy. So for Atlanta, towards Charlotte, DC, it looks like they got a lot going on. And I'm just not on it because I need some freedom here.
2219. Contact Miami Center on 127.2.
Switching to Miami Center on 127.2. Allegiant 2219.
Having a co-pilot that lets me focus on my flying though
Miami Center, Allegiant
can
2219
spoil
down
you.
to climbing past 13,000 for flight level 290.
Allegiant 2219, Miami Center, good afternoon, altimeter 30.00.
Q8 pilot, I was watching an episode where he's flying this flight factor A320, and it's been around for a while, and I think he said the same thing. It's just not one you I don't recommend this one. It's it looks nice, I'll say that. It's, in fact, that's, by the way, good job Xplane. The clouds and everything looks so good. It's a nice looking plane.
Allegiant 2219, Miami Center, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330. Allegiant 2219.
All right, 330. Okay. Let's go. Let's look down. Let's look from down below and see how it looks.
Charlie 41, we'll have Orlando approach at 134.05.
Ooh, that's ominous, isn't it? Not much going on at this airport. What kind of planes you got here? Well, nice looking plane. We're well above the weather now. Things are clearing up.
Allegiant 2219, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360. Allegiant 2219.
Sometimes I've had some like little anomalies with the McDo, so I need to pay close attention to it on this flight. Make sure I'm in the right spot here. I'm watching it on the Navigraph. It's like right now where our next waypoint is. We've got 102 miles to Brutz, and then to John.
Allegiant 2219, contact Jacksonville Center on 135.75.
Switching to Jacksonville Center on 135.75. Allegiant 2219.
Okay, so in order of like my favorite planes, I think though.
Jacksonville Center, Allegiant 2219 afternoon. Climbing through flight level 230 for flight level 360.
Allegiant 2219, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon.
Hands down, I think the A321neo. Actually, no, it's not hands down. The A321neo, it's a fun flight to fly, and I think it's a lot more consistent in than the A320. So the A321neo, they're made by that one's made by Tolis. Tolis rocked that one out. Then there's the flight factor is 767 and their 777s. Both excellent aircrafts, and I could fly them all day. The 777, it's like I have to put myself in a different mindset and like walk slower. Q8 pilots show me some shortcuts to make the load part a lot more efficient. And then the Zebo 737-800 is a stock and staple aircraft that will always be one that I fly. Also, those are four of my favorites, and I'm just trying to learn the CRJ series. So the only thing about the CRJs is, I don't know, they're a lot more sensitive to trim and different things. So there's a lot more work to fly them, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the Q800 and the prop. That's my prop that I really want to learn, and I haven't even flown the E-jets yet. I've got them. I have them in my list, but I haven't really spent a lot of time with them yet, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And I think they're fun flies too. It's hard to believe that it's that far, but we're still 700 miles from Indianapolis. Oh, that would work. Got a cup of coffee, by the way, here. A real cup of coffee. It's nice to have a flight attendant bring you one, or a cabin crew, but when it's not real, it's just not the same. Benny Overlay, I want to give him a shout out. A couple people, but Benny Overlay, y'all did a bang up job on. I guess that tool's been out forever. The Overlay to put your flight info in and it interfaces with your Xplane, but it works great. It's like if you look over to the top right on our screen, then you get a snapshot of where we are and how we're doing, how far we're going. And that's just, it's good information. Even shows like my network that I'm flying on is the say intentions. I'm able to put that, and then our flight call sign. It comes in handy. Once again, I'm not doing auto ortho. I'm not doing XP maps, enhanced maps, and I think this looks really good. I know I don't say this because I haven't done it. I've done it a lot. I used XP enhanced. I used Active Sky with XP enhancements to get good clouds and all that, everything. And when I would have a crash or something, I was like stumped initially and trying to figure out where it came from. Sure, I'd be able to go back to the log, dump logs, but it's a lot of wasted time. So it was great with some of the latest versions of XP to go ahead and say, okay, it's not that extreme of a difference to get what you get. Like, everything looks good. Just food for thought. Millie, should it take this long to climb to our cruise altitude? I mean, is it just more efficient to do it this way?
Climbing to cruise altitude can indeed take some time, especially with air traffic and optimal climb rates. It's often more efficient to climb at a steady rate rather than a steep one, which can save fuel and ensure a smoother ride. Plus, ATC often manages our climb to maintain separation with other traffic. Just trust the process. It's all part of the plan.
Got that. So on the say intentions, you have several ways to communicate with AI, and one in particular is I don't always use the cabin crew. On my channel 2 on say intentions, I put a mentor there, and her name is Millie Skybound, and her whole purpose is to, if I ask a question, she'll have an answer about aircraft I'm flying. So in this case here, the A320 is a craft, so she can answer just about anything about the A320. Millie, give me a history of the A320.
The A320 family, introduced in the late 1980s, revolutionized the aviation industry with its fly-by-wire technology and efficient design. It was the first commercial aircraft to use a fully digital fly-by-wire
Millie, what's different about the A320 in 2025 as opposed to the earlier versions, like the one we're flying?
The A320 family has seen several advancements over the years. By 2025, newer versions will likely feature enhanced avionics, improved fuel efficiency, and updated engines for better performance. Additionally, advancements in automation and safety features, such as improved fly-by-wire systems and more sophisticated flight management systems, will be standard. These upgrades contribute to a more efficient and safer flying experience.
Millie, when was the last A320 airline crash?
I'm here to help with your flying, but I can't discuss specific incidents or crashes. However, I can share tips on safety and emergency procedures if you'd like.
Millie, what do I do if I have an engine flame out on my right engine or a bird strike and it completely goes out? What are my next steps?
In the event of an engine flameout or bird strike, first maintain control of the aircraft by keeping the wings level and maintaining your airspeed. Then, follow the engine out procedures. Identify the affected engine, verify the failure, and execute the appropriate checklist. If you're flying an A320, you would typically reduce thrust on the operating engine and configure for a single engine approach if necessary. Remember to communicate with ATC about your situation and intentions. Stay calm and focused. You've trained for this.
Excuse me. I must say the skies, the virtual skies of the U.S. today are quite busy on VATSIM. Remember, we're flying on say Intentions, so it's entirely different setup network. But I can still, I've got on my Navigraph, I've activated monitoring the planes around me, and on the virtual network, and there are a lot. I would like to take a trip to from Miami. I would like to fly from Miami to Comayagua, Palmarola Airport. That's the international airport there. That's where I'll be flying into in October. And I would just like to fly in there just to, because it's an RNAV approach, by the way. It's not V. They have no ILS, and it's quite challenging. Although it's wide open space there, but it's challenging. some things we can go ahead and start doing is on approach. Let's get our performance settings in there. So the QNH at our arrival, we can put that in. And that will be 3006. And our temp there's 27. Winds are 220 at 7 from 220. Good there. Okay.
Allegiant 2219. Contact Jacksonville Center on 127.8.
Switching to Jacksonville Center on 127.8, Allegiant 2219. Jacksonville Center, Allegiant 2219. Good afternoon. Maintaining flight level 360.
Allegiant 2219, Jacksonville Center. Good afternoon.
set. Millie, should my speed say Mach on the horizon? Why does it say that? Usually it doesn't. Should it say speed instead?
That's a great observation. In the A320, the speed you see as Mach on the horizon typically indicates your current indicated airspeed in relation to the aircraft's performance. If it's showing Mach, it may be a reference to your current speed in relation to your target speed or a specific flight mode. It should revert to showing just the speed once you're in a stable flight configuration. Always good to keep an eye on those displays.
Billy, would it hurt anything though? I know it says that, but I've been at cruise for a while. What if I cut off my speed and then cut it back on my auto throttle? Could it reset and put it back right?
If you cut off the auto throttle and then reactivate it, it should reset and display your current speed correctly. Just make sure to monitor your airspeed closely during that process to maintain control.
Well, I did it, and it did come back. It says MACH, and then on the top left of my horizon, and then below that though it does say 0.780. So it looks like everything's okay. Maybe.
It sounds like your speed indication is now showing correctly. The Mach number on the horizon indicates your speed relative to the speed of sound, while the indicated airspeed below shows your current speed in knots. Everything seems to be functioning as it should, so you're good to go.
I don't blame them sitting there talking to AI like they're human. Definitely have good info. the Sky, the XP side of this on this particular flight has me got excited. It was good. I think you could ask for more. We could. You could always ask for more. But I think it looks good. I'm not fuss over that. We're 512 miles from Indianapolis, so making headway. I didn't realize how far it was from Punta Gorda to Indianapolis. Siri, how far is it from Punta Gorda to Indianapolis? Siri, how far is it from Punta Gorda to Indianapolis in miles?
Indianapolis, Indiana is about 1,086 miles from Punta Gorda, Florida by car.
It's a 15-hour drive. Good gracious. But a 2.5-hour flight. That's it. Cool. I'll take it. My bad. Cockpit joke. The shortest NTSB report ever written that everybody understood is only 4 words. What are those words? I'll wait. 4 words in an entire NTSB report for a plane crash. 4 words. You ready? Cat in the cockpit. Enough said. Geez, I cracked myself up. Can you believe we're not even halfway on this flight? We're right at halfway, but it's quite the jaunt. Over 1,080 miles from Punta Gorda to Indianapolis. Did not realize how far it was.
Allegiant 2219, contact Atlanta Center on 134.5.
Switching to Atlanta Center on 134.5. Allegiant 2219. Atlanta Center, Allegiant 2219, afternoon, maintaining flight level 360.
Allegiant 2219, Atlanta Center. Good afternoon.
Been a very quiet flight, by the way. The next big event will be our descent. Hope we have a descent. It's awful when you don't have a descent. So far, it's been a nice flight, but like I said, here the test will be the approach, and can I get a nice landing that doesn't bob? That's what happens. My nose has some bobbing in it on approach, and I'm going to follow this by the letters. Let's see if we can get a decent approach. I just did that, didn't I? I did. How's our gas and everything looking? We're on cruise right now. Cruise. See, fuel, we have 15,080 pounds of fuel right now. See the two sections of the wing that hold our fuel, so we're good. Let's see if I can bring up Navigraph for y'all. Well, I got it here. Let's load this flight. And this is us. I can add traffic. I can add, if you want to know what it looks like for ATC, let's add that in. So right now, if we were on VATSIM, we would be going through two centers. It's not urgent for me. If you want to do it at your convenience and send it to me, and I'll just hold off on printing. I can print anytime tomorrow. It doesn't have to be today. Mama Connie just wants me to have them at her desk by 8:30 on Sunday morning, so I'm good. 86 miles. Getting close. Woo! Getting closer. We are at that point where we're going to talk about where descent is. Where the descent happens. The descent. And let's look at that. Hang on. Let's look at that. Where Hagel and Gibbs, or there's a flight plan discontinuity. Let's take a look at that. Why? I think it's irrelevant, so I'm going to try to take it out. Yeah, it let me. It's irrelevant on the flight plan. I'm not concerned with it. Go back to this. Okay, so we'll be at top of descent, and it looks like starting around. Why'd I do that? I know I've got it too busy. It's me. We're just going over Atlanta. Are we just now going over Atlanta? Good gracious. Right. Well, Atlanta to Indianapolis, must not be that far of a drive. So Khalil, KO, Hagel, I'm going to turn off that. This is making it difficult to read. Hagel, there you go. Hagel. That's 31,000. IIU is 33,000. Well, as we get close, that's when things will start happening. So good. The only thing I've been unfair to the passengers on the flight. I've left it in seatbelts. Okay, well, y'all can walk around a minute. That's me. Sorry, guys. When we hit cruise altitude, I never took off the seatbelt sign. It's one where I'm not really fretting that, because if a passenger really needed to go to the bathroom, something happened, the flight attendant's calling saying, hey, you know what, you got a passenger, you know. It's really not a big deal. And the cabin crew is not going to let you get the passengers uncomfortable. It's their job to make sure they don't. That cloud's ominous. We're not on the same altitude as it, are we? There are clouds at 23,000. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go right into it. There's rain in that cloud. going to go ahead and set our brakes.
What are you ordering for supper?
A what? Okay. This has been a long flight. This has been longer than I anticipated. I didn't realize how much further it was. Let me see. Fact. Here's the flight as a whole. So airtime is 2 hours and 2 minutes. Distance actual, like at a little distance, 839 nautical miles. Probably if you're driving, it's a lot further. Like 1,000, like highways. So it looks good. Looks good. Yeah, that explains the distance difference. Illy, below STD on my horizon is that 10,970. What is that?
That's your indicated altitude, showing how high you are above sea level. In this case, it's 10,970 feet. It's important to keep an eye on that as you maintain your cruising altitude.
I don't understand that. So I'm cruising at 36,000 feet right now, but that's 10,970 meters.
You're currently at 36,000 feet, which is about 10,973 meters.
great. Okay, so we'll be at Kale. We're on Kale. About 270 miles from our start of like descending.
Allegiant 2219, contact Atlanta Center on 127.05.
Switching to Atlanta Center on 127.05, Allegiant 2219. Atlanta Center, Allegiant 2219, afternoon, maintaining flight level 360.
Allegiant 2219, Atlanta Center, good afternoon.
Allegiant 2219, Atlanta Center, expect the Gibbs 4 arrival. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent. Say the word if you want to descend sooner.
Expect the Gibbs 4 arrival. We'll let you know if we need to descend sooner. Allegiant 2219.
Allegiant 2219, contact Indianapolis Center on 126.9 or 25.
Switching to Indianapolis Center on 126.9 or 25. Allegiant 2219. Indianapolis Center, Allegiant 2219. Good afternoon, maintaining flight level 360.
Allegiant 2219, Indianapolis Center, good afternoon.
we're ready for our descent clearance.
Requesting descent clearance now.
Indianapolis Center, Allegiant 2219, requesting clearance to descend.
Allegiant 2219, descend via Gibbs 4 into Indy.
Descending via Gibbs 4 into Indy, Allegiant 2219.
Indianapolis approach on 124.65.
Switching to Indianapolis approach on 124.65. Allegiant 2219.
All right. We're about 40 miles from the airport, but we have some transitioning to do.
19 afternoon, descending through 15,000.
Allegiant 2219, Indianapolis approach. Good afternoon, Indy altimeter 30.05. Expect the ILS runway 23 left approach into Indy.
Expecting the ILS runway 23 left approach. Altimeter 3005. Allegiant 2219.
Right, we're going to be making a right turn when we get to night for Ramey. And by then we'll be down around 5,000. But we'll be setting up for our approach. Flaps 1. A little bit of rain. Not much. Here. There's the airport, but we're actually coming in from a different, we're coming in this way for runway 22 left. So we'll be coming in on, we'll be coming this way when we land.
Allegiant 2219, descend and maintain 5,000. Turn right heading 050 vectors for the ILS runway 23 left approach. Descend and maintain 5,000. Right turn heading 050 for vectors to the ILS runway 23 left approach. Allegiant 2219.
Indianapolis.
Allegiant 2219, turn left heading 025. Left heading 025. Allegiant 2219. localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 23 left approach.
Left heading 325, descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 left approach. Allegiant 2219.
Allegiant 2219, contact Indy Tower on 120.9er.
Switching to Indy Tower on 1... Indy Tower, Allegiant 2219, good afternoon. We're established on the ILS for runway 23 left approach.
Millie, what does BDev mean? V/dev, vertical deviation, vertical deviation.
B-/dev refers to
Allegiant 2219, winds 220 at 6. Runway 23 left, clear to land.
It typically indicates the difference between the actual flight path and the desired flight path, often used in approaches or during navigation. Understanding this can help you make necessary adjustments to maintain your intended route. It's a useful concept for fine-tuning your navigation during flight.
2,500.
All right, so we're on final. We're about 6.5 miles from 23 left. We are at about 144, which is our VREF. We're at our VREF and we're full flaps. Every single time I've done a landing, and by the way, this is beautiful graphics, scenery. It will. We'll start getting some head bobbing going on eventually. We're gonna see how it does. Hoping for just a nice, smooth, eased in landing. We'll see. See the popo down there. See full flaps there too. It's a good shot of it. All right, here we go. I'm not. We're gonna let it go. Come on, make me proud. Show me you can do this. A320 Airbus. Come on. I got 2 white, 2 red. Not dead.
500.
Feels real good. Feels actually really good.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 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 30, 20, retard.
Not perfect, but I think I can figure out what to do now. What I do to make these landings better. I just autopilot automatically kicks off.
Welcome to Indy. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Switch to ground on 121.9er. Allegiant 2219. Indy ground, Allegiant 2219 evening. We are clear of runway 23 left and ready to taxi to the gate. Allegiant 2219, Indy ground, taxi to B4 via Charlie 8, Charlie Romeo, Echo Tango. Have a good day. Taxi to Bravo 4 via Charlie 8, Charlie Romeo, Echo Tango. Allegiant 2219.
For the sake of time, by the way, we're not going all the way back to the hangar. We're going to pull into an open area here and do everything. Okay. Let's give it a stop. Brakes on. Let's go get a look at how it looked coming in. It was ugly. It was not pretty. So, okay, so right here, by the way, I don't get sound. There's a long story behind that. So, right there, I had it. And I did not decelerate. I didn't properly do it, so I had to come back down the second time to bring it down. So first of all, I flared too much. And we still had a harsh landing. That's not good. All right, we'll keep working on that.